Hello seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of commerce, trading, finances, the planet that is called as Buddha, that controls your consciousness, that controls your brain, nervous system. In fact, the basic information exchange that happens in this material world, and even the planetary communication is going to go retrograde on 10th of May, and it will be in this position till 3rd of June. So it's a long 24 days of retrogression. Yes, Budh Vakri is a very usual phenomena because Mercury is a very fast planet. It takes hardly 88 to 90 days to complete its revolution, and that means it will become retrograde at least 3 to 4 times in a one Earth year, because we are seeing Mercury with respect to Earth. So this Mercury, once it goes retrograde, this time in Taurus, it will be retrograde in Rohini Nakshatra, and the retrogression will continue until Mercury reaches Kritika Nakshatra, but in Taurus zodiac sign only. It is not crossing the zodiac to Aries. It is going to go retrograde in Taurus itself, and then once again it will become direct on 3rd of June and continue its journey from the one edge of the Taurus to the other edge. I will make another video of Mercury direct in Taurus. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss the videos that I upload. And still, if you want 100% surety that you get all the links, please follow my Telegram channel where I upload all the links, and also you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook for quick reels, updates and much more. For consultations, please drop me an email. Consultation opens from May 18th. Please drop an email and please wait, because I have got a lot of mails. I'm replying them one by one. Your patience is appreciated. Let's continue with Mercury transit in the sign of Taurus. Mercury retrogression is a phenomena where you need to watch out for Gemini and Virgo zodiac and the presence of Mercury and the distance of Mercury with respect to these two zodiac signs. When in Taurus, Gemini and Virgo are very good position with respect to the Taurus zodiac sign. Now this is not about Taurus ascendant or Taurus moon sign. This is about holistically what is going to happen overall. So if I see on a very holistic point of view, the second and the fifth lord are going to go in the first house. This is a kind of a placement where Buddha is going to be very active towards finances. It will increase your risk appetite, or it can make you very, very insecure. So it will be either of the two extremes depending upon your ascendant, your moon sign and your Mercury. If your Mercury is with Rahu in your chart, or if you are in Rahu Mahadasha and Buddha Antardasha, this can create a high amount of risk-taking energy that you might invest, you might take risk, financial risk, you might take risk in your career, and that can be very, very negative. You must be very careful when you are trying anything of that sort. Second, because it is affecting Rohini Nakshatra, the nakshatra which is very much close to the moon, this Mercury retrogression will create a lot of confusion because of resources. This will create financial insecurity in a lot of people, especially those with negative moon in their chart, afflicted moon in their chart, or who are in Rahu Mahadasha, Moon Antardasha, or Moon Rahu, Moon Saturn, Moon Ketu combination in their charts. You should be careful about those anxiety and insecurities, because retrograde Mercury can create distorted information. And when this distorted information affects your day-to-day life, it affects your day-to-day food and grains and daily habits, then it creates multiple areas, multiple smaller disturbances that ripples across your life, which resonates back as frustration, as depression, as anxiety, as random knee-jerk reaction to situations. So you need to be very, very careful and wait till Mercury becomes direct to decide anything of that sort. And bigger reason of caution here is Sun is also going to be in Taurus from 15th of May, 5 days after Mercury goes retro. That means when Sun is entering from one side, after its influence from Rahu, Mercury is going very close to the Sun. Usually this happens every now and then, but this time it is happening in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus itself is Kalpurush's second zodiac sign, which talks about financial security, which talks about things that you use in day-to-day activity, food, say toothpaste, brushes, dishes, restaurants, clothing, daily activity, basic essential items. So you need to be sure that you have enough amount of money for survival for the next 6 months to 8 months. Now, this is not because of the world situation that we are in, but this is a generic Mercurian energy. Not everybody will be affected by this, but on a whole, Mercury wants you to put your focus in this direction. Because second house, if it is food, and if it controls your mouth, fifth house controls your stomach, and that is your appetite, and therefore this talks about food. Food industry will see a lot of fluctuations in this time frame. Share trading will be volatile, stock market will be volatile, so be very careful when you're investing your funds there, especially if your Taurus zodiac sign is in 6th house, 8th house or 12th house. You need to be very, very careful. On one side, it can give you a very sudden gain, a sudden spike of profit. On the other hand, it has no sustenance. There is no sustainability here, and it can fall down, and that can result into heavy losses. So do not rely on planetary energy, especially if you are into such kind of business. And because it is affecting Rohini Nakshatra, it is going to affect marriage, love and relationships. So it will definitely create some sort of confusion, especially for Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces and Virgo moon sign natives. Especially if you are a Virgo moon sign or Gemini moon sign, it is going to create confusion with respect to relationships and marriages. The best way to handle this is keep chanting, keep speaking the positive word, keep showing yourself the good things about you, keep telling yourself that you are best at what you do and you are only improving. Every day when you wake up, the first thing that you should say about you is that you are the best. Today is going to be the best day of my life, and does not matter what happens, I am ready to face and I am going to be happy today. So when you talk more, communication of Mercury will happen with the self. Your each cell will talk to each other, your mind will talk to yourself. It's about recalibration. And when Mercury and Sun are so close, definitely this is going to be a one good period, provided you listen to the call of Jupiter. Why? Because if you observe, Jupiter is going to be in the 11th house, aspecting the sign of Virgo. So Virgo is still protected by the Jupiterian aspect, and therefore this is also the time when you revisit. If you're failing, you need to revisit what you have learned. Also from your failures you must learn, because Buddha retrogradation only means revisiting past information, but you should make sure that you do not revisit your past too often, or don't live in a bad moments in the past, otherwise it will create comparison. Rohini Nakshatra might create comparison between two individuals or two events in your life, and you may not be neutral, and that can affect your judgment, decision making, and therefore your entire future ahead. Retrograde Mercury is usually avoided by a lot of people, even some astrologers. But the fact is that only the rapid combustion, retrogression, direct motion of Mercury clubbed with rapid movement of moon is what creates diversity of intellect, diversity of consciousness. If everything is going to slow down itself, then imagine everyone behaving like in the same way, thinking in the same way. That usually not happens. We may have similar nature, but each one has their own unique experience, and this uniqueness is created by Mercury and Moon combined. You can say this is one part of the genetic makeup that we are all made up of. So overall, a retrograde Mercury can also create genetic related issues that are running in your family, so be very careful on that part. Try to donate something to students, poor students, help them educate, help them get the education, help them get all the facilities that they need. And you should help through your finances somebody that is associated with you. And if you do that, you will see that a retrograde Mercury, in spite of its retrogression, will only give you good results. Overall, Taurus retrogression can also give you a sudden spike on the positive side if you are facing the negative timeline from a very long time. So that will come as a welcome gift by the Buddha. It's not always negative, but we must make it positive. A retrograde Mercury means talking to yourself, internal communication, having focus on your own mind, and watch out for Venus. Because on one side, there is a retrograde Buddha on one zodiac of Venus, which is Taurus. On the other side, there is a retrograde Ketu, forever retrograde Ketu in the sign of Libra. Because Venus is affected by two retrograde planets, most of the confusion will hit you on the personal side, on the relationship side, on the side of marriage, emotions, and love. If you handle that carefully and maturely, things are all right for you. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranam is going to be an excellent remedy in this time frame. So do that, and also chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Doing that is also going to help you a lot while Mercury gets retrograde and resets our consciousness.